You need no introduction. You are one of the leading lights in our space. So I just want to give you the platform to share with us your wisdom as you take us through how can someone be valuable to the organization. I think sitting from an employer's perspective, employers are having to make difficult decisions. So how do I, as an employee, become valuable so that I'm not the first person to be shown out the door?
My name is Jackline Arao, and I am the Marketing Director at Tetra Pak East Africa. Tetra Pak is an end-to-end supplier of processing, packaging in the food sector, predominantly dairy and juice in this market. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah. So Tetra Pak is a packaging and processing company that deals with food. And my main role in this organization right now is to ensure that we grow the categories through our customers or our partners in both the dairy and in the juice sector, and ensure that consumption happens with all of you. So please, drink a lot more milk and a lot more juice packed in carton. And we do this through various channels, and it's something that we can engage on at a later date. So that is a little bit about myself as of now. Yeah. One of the things, or one of the highlights of my career is back in 2018, I was nominated as one of Kenya's top 40 under 40 women. And it's something I don't take for granted. And I'm very glad and blessed that I managed to get that, that award. And you can see that my career life, or my career projection, my career time has been predominantly in marketing and dealing with FMCG. So growing brands is my passion. Growing products and ensuring that they reach the end consumer is a big thing for me. It's like a baby. You want to see it grow. So in my career, I have been able to learn a few things here and there that I can be able to share with you. And especially at this point in time, a lot is changing and we are all learning. So we need to adjust and move on. So as we look at our careers, where are we? What do we need to do to move forward? There are certain challenges that have come up now, but how do we ensure that we still make an impact? I'm a firm believer in creating impact in whatever you do and delivering value, yeah? So there's always the big question, yeah? In career, growing your career, a lot of people think you can grow your career through moving jobs. Yes, that is true. There's also moving laterally. So in the same organization, taking up new roles, or in the same organization, taking up bigger opportunities or bigger challenges. So why do we move? Why do we need to continuously grow ourselves? Number one, we need to look at set ambitions. So as a person, we need to look at what is my personal roadmap for my career, right? And we need to do this early enough. So at this point in time, when the world is going through the turmoil and all this COVID issues, we need to sit back and reflect. What is my roadmap as a person? Where do I want to go? Who do I need to interact with to get to where I need to be? So we need to have our set ambitions, and not just in our heads. We need to note them down, put them down on paper and follow through. So research on those organizations, research on the topics that will help you get to where you need to be, and interact, network, and see how best to move there. So the second thing is, we are all driven as human beings on new challenges. So we have to ensure that we are able to get positions that challenge us. We are able to get jobs that offer us, that sleepless nights sometimes, or, a bigger portfolio that will keep you reading and learning about new things. So always be in search of a greater challenge. And this will help you in terms of deciding why you're moving. So is it moving to an organization or moving internally? And at this point in time, as we sit down and we reflect about our lives and about our current situation, we need to also understand what is your personal bandwidth in terms of taking up the challenges that we have. Because I can say that I want to become the president of the country right now, but do I have the skill set? Do I have all the information that I require to become that? So as much as I want a bigger challenge, I have to understand my bandwidth. And once I know my bandwidth, then I'm able to get the knowledge to move forward. And the third thing is the thing that I actually find very, very key, and this is on value addition. In any relationship, there has to be two ways, yeah? It's either I am adding value to you and you have to also add value to me. So when it comes to being employed or being in an organization, you have to ask yourself a critical question. Are you adding value to the organization? Yeah. And this is very clear in your output. If you're delivering value, sometimes it can be noted that it makes you stand out. But the key thing also is the organization adding value to you. So you have to understand all these aspects and then see what you can offer. If it's not working out in terms of you delivering value or them delivering value to you, what happens is you become, you're not challenged, you're not fresh, you're not driven. And it becomes quite frustrating to you, yeah, because you don't have that drive to move. And also to the organization, because the organization is wondering, what is wrong? Why isn't this person giving me what I need? And it can be seen. So before we make a move in our career paths, we have to understand what is it that is driving us to make a certain move, either internally or externally. And we need to set all these things in perspective before we decide to do anything. So once you understand the point of why you need to move, or is it necessary to move? What do you need to do to move? Then now comes in the next aspect. Are you of value to your employer? And it's quite interesting. I think as employees, we always tend to look at value in terms of money, yeah? And you want the most. All of us want the most. Money is very, very critical. But at this time, when we are all being challenged, organizations are reducing their staff, as Wahiga mentioned earlier. Organizations are shutting down. Organizations are either relooking at the current strategies they have in place. And you as the employee of that organization, the key thing at this point in time is to understand the need of that organization. You know, when you do not know why the what is aching or what is ailing or what is the CEO's fears and aspirations for that organization, you as the employee are not able to deliver exactly what he requires. So we need to understand the current challenge that is facing the organization right now. And once we understand that, then we know exactly what we need to deliver to that organization for us to move forward. And if you deliver what they need at this point in time, for sure, you will be noticed and you will be able to be set apart. And when a promotion comes or when an opportunity comes, for sure, the management team will see there was this person and they made some sense at this point in time. And then once you understand that need, everything starts with you. You have something to offer. I believe that all of us have something to offer. It is just how do you package it and how do you deliver it? So you have to start with yourself. Understand what you have to offer, package it in such a way that it will make sense to your organization at this point in time. And there's a lot that we can be able to do depending on the industry you're in, depending on the organization that you're in. And it comes with delivering your reports early enough, because what I can offer right now is information that maybe they do not know. So it comes with different things of how you package it and how you deliver it. And always aim to make an impact. big or small, regardless of what you're doing, make an impact. At this time, maybe I can give an example during this COVID period. What can we be able to do? There's a lot of research and there's a lot of information that is lying in different platforms. Yeah? Be it researches that have been done by research agencies, be it articles that have been written by Forbes or Harvard Business School, or you name it. There's a lot of information that is lying out there. So as an employee, what can I be able to do to make an impact? I can leverage on all this information that is out there that is relevant to my industry or that is relevant to my job, package it in such a way that it will help my organization in terms of decision-making on certain elements. So when I am able to do that, I am definitely able to make an impact with my boss. And once I'm able to do that, I definitely will be able to stand out and I am delivering value, because what we need to know is that value is that something extra. It's not the normal, average or normal is okay, but it's no longer necessary at this time. We have to be above average. We have to deliver value. So make an impact. See what else you can be able to do. See how much more bandwidth you can take. With organizations scaling down, are you able to take up another role such that you're seeing that you can be able to deliver something extra? Because I do not believe that they're doing this gladly or they're doing this, they're happy to do this. No, they're not. So the fact that you can demonstrate that you can take up more as an individual during these trying times will definitely set you apart and you'll be able to stand out. So make an impact. In all that you do, always aim to make an impact. And this is a season to learn. I am learning, you are learning, we are all learning. And what I know now is not what I knew a couple of years ago, and is not what I knew even a few months ago. And it's not what I will know in the next few years. So at this point in time, have a meeting with yourself. See, what are the gaps that I have? What do I need to meet those gaps? How do I improve myself? And learn. So, register for these online classes, register for, be part of a group that are sharing information about what is happening now. See how best to tap into those opportunities that are arising from those conversations. Learn about something new that can be able to deliver value to yourself as well. Because as Wahiga said, at this point in time, you're also looking after whatever you're doing now, what else can you do? So learn, expand yourself, expand your bandwidth, and see that you are getting the best out of this season. And you are where you are to learn, to develop yourself, and to leave a mark. No matter what you do, always aim to leave a mark. Do not just be the person who no one noticed. You have to be able to leave a mark. And all that I've been talking about moves down to something very, very critical, and that is personal branding. And what is personal branding? Personal branding is looking at yourself and looking at what you stand for, looking at where you need to go and what people perceive of you. And you need to really do almost like a SWOT analysis of yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And once you analyze those, then you're able to see what you can offer. And it's normally a painful process because limitations tend to either hide or we don't want to accept them. But the moment we accept our limitations, the moment we accept our strengths, then we know exactly how to offer value, how we stand out, and make sure and trigger different aspects of our personal growth. So we need to understand ourselves. That is the first thing. Always understand yourself and what you can offer. What I speak, how I look, how I behave, is it something that stands out, right? Am I the person, when I enter into a room, people will notice me, and not notice me for the wrong reasons, but will I make a good impression? always look into that. Even at this point in time, let us see how we are perceived sometimes, and let us take advantage of this time to learn and to change and to develop ourselves. In terms of how I speak, if I have promised that I am going to deliver this by today, will I come back with an excuse and say, oh, no, I'm sorry, it's not possible, I'll do that? No. You have to be a person of your word. Your brand needs to be a reflection of you are a brand. What you do, what you speak, how you look, all has to be a package. So we need to make sure that we represent the brand. And how I always think of it is as a product on the shelf. If I'm a product on the shelf, would I buy it? Would I want to take it? So we need to ensure that sorry, I think I have seen something on my screen, but I'll still continue. So in terms of thinking of ourselves as a brand, am I a product on the shelf? What can I offer? And would I be bought by others? So look at yourself as a brand and always continue learning. Even at this time, what can I learn? And this is about yourself. So the journey of self-discovery is never ending. It is something that we will continue to learn year in, year out, day in, day out. And it's an exciting journey if you accept it. Yeah? And always remember that branding is what people say about you when you're not in the room. When you're in the room, it'll always be positive. But when you leave, what do people say? And how can we reverse that perception that has been created about ourselves? We need to grow from it and improve on it. And this is the time. Engage in services of coaches who carry out personal branding. Read about it online and do a personal analysis of yourself. And summarizing all this, you always have to have guiding principles. Always look at yourself. So these are my guiding principles. Whatever I've put up over here are the things that I believe in and are my guiding principles. And one of them is delivering value. In whatever I do, I have to make sure I deliver value. So even at this point in time, when either you're working from home or working remotely or going to the office or, trying to grow yourself, looking for a job, you have to analyze and see, can I deliver value in whatever I am doing at this point in time? And you have to deliver value. Actually, there's no other option. Yeah, I believe in improvement and I believe in high standards. So you have to deliver value. And then keep it simple. Do not overcomplicate any process. Make sure that whatever you do is simple and can be understood even by, a person who is not in your department or is in your organization. Always break it down and make sure that it is simple enough for anyone to understand it and take it in. And then we have to learn from our mistakes. At this point in time, I'm also taking time and taking stock of whatever I've been doing, how I've been doing it, and seeing how can I grow from there. So we all have to learn from our mistakes, improve on it, package it, and see how best to move forward. And we have to leverage on teamwork. Teamwork at this time is so critical. We are either, as I mentioned, either working remotely or together. We cannot be all together at the same time. So we need to, look into each other's, you link with each other all the time to make sure that you are able to deliver what you need to through a team. Your colleagues, your friends, your networks, always involve a team to make sure you get the best results. So in summary, always have a clear roadmap on your career path. It is super critical. And this is the time, if you have not been able to do that, this is the time to do that. Put it down on paper. Have a base in terms of this is where I am now. This is where I need to be a few years down the line. And this is how I need to get there. So have the map, indicates what you need to do to fill those gaps, and then learn and develop and make sure that you reach the goals that you want. But this is a time to actually do that. Value addition to yourself and also the employee. Make sure that in all that you do, you're adding value. Value, value, value. I do not think you will go wrong by making sure that you're going over and above to deliver what you need to deliver. Personal branding, I know it will be spoken later on, and personal branding, you can never have enough of it. You are a brand. Always think of yourself as a brand. Look it, stand for it, and own your own madness, and be proud about it. So if you're a brand, be proud about your brand and stand for it and defend it and grow it as well. Grow it to a level where you can be acknowledged as so-and-so does X, Y, Z. So-and-so is very critical when it comes to this. Always stand for your brand and have a set of guiding principles. These are the backbone of your career. Your guiding principles will now lead you to your work ethics, will now lead you to how you engage with others, will lead you to, grow in your career path, because it is what
Hi, sorry, Jackie, I think you got muted.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, so I was just saying that these, in summary, these are the items that, for me, I feel in terms of us growing our career paths or finding that, discovering that journey to improving ourselves in whichever line of work we're in, is something that is a continuous process. I'm not there yet. I am learning and I'm on the journey as well. And I am still improving myself in everything that I do. And it is something that we all need to do it as well. And at this point in time, as organizations are changing the way they operate, as the world is changing the way it operates, we also have to be flexible enough to be able to carry on and to move on and adapt and to ensure that we still stand by what we have set out as our guiding principles, but at the same time, we deliver value to our organizations or our businesses or our, school, whatever it is that you do, you need to deliver value. So with those few remarks, I'd like to say thank you very much for your time. And I hope that these are some small bits and pieces that can help you develop or create a path into your career journey at this point. And right now, let's reflect, let's see how best to grow, let's interact, let's network, and we gain knowledge to develop ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jackie, for just this pearls of wisdom. I want to ask if you'd allow me to read just some of the comments that are coming through.
Yes, sure.
Judy Malu is saying, very good presentation. Alfred is saying, awesome presentation, Jackie. I feel enlightened in my career path. Great insights, Jackie from MK. There are a few questions which I'll be raising with you. You always make me proud in the positive sense. And so it's very informative from Amina. I've left with so much from this as well. Great way to begin a day.
Wow, thank you all. Thank you.
As always, it's fantastic insight. But I want to throw two questions your way that have been coming through. So Amar is asking, how do I create value? How do I transition if I'm at the peak? I'm the CEO, I'm the head of department, I'm the lead supervisor. Where do I go to when there's sometimes an organization has no growth path beyond my current position, or quite literally, I'm at the top? But also, there's another question that has come up from Felix and a few other people. I'm a student. And I want to, how do I grow through the journey of my career so that at every level, I'm able to deliver value? So it's not because I'm the CEO, because I have a position that really I must drive the agenda of the organization, but at any point in the organization, whether I'm a student, an intern, or right at the top, how do I deliver value?
Okay, so I can start with Amar's question in terms of reaching the pinnacle, or you have reached the top of where your organization can take you at that point in time. So first thing I would like to ask Amar is probably, are you feeling challenged in that organization? Do you feel where you've reached? Do you feel that you are delivering the value that you set out to deliver, or are you delivering what you're required to do? Are you feeling challenged enough? And if you are not, then now you look at another option. In this organization, if there is no room for me to grow, and my ambition is to grow and to move, then look at the same industry you're in, other organizations, and see if there's opportunity for you to develop and to grow yourself there, right? So that is one way. There's also the way of seeing, so you're in this organization and you have learned you have developed yourself, you've reached at the top. Are you able to also start something similar for yourself? Because that's also another journey that probably is set out before you. But all this comes by understanding what you need, understanding yourself or your bandwidth at that point in time. So it's, if you feel that you have reached the peak, you cannot be able to move forward, then you now do an analysis, and see, can I be able to grow in the same industry in another organization? Probably yes, no, I don't know. It's something that you need to take stock. Can I be able to start something myself? I know some people are actually meant to be entrepreneurs, but they don't know. There are some people who cannot be entrepreneurs. It becomes a challenge. They will need some support to, take it up. So you need to now see the different options that you can be able to take. But all this comes by understanding what you stand for and understanding where you need to go from there. I cannot be able to answer to the T on that particular question, but it's just taking stock of where you are and seeing the options that are before you, because there are a lot of options out there.
No, thank you. Thank you. Yes. I mean, there are so many questions coming through. So please go on.
So the second one, in terms of I'm a student, or as you're progressing, how do you monitor? You're a student. How do you know you're delivering value? How do you grow? If you're delivering value, number one, you will always notice it in a way or two. There will always be some positive comments that come in. There will always be some support that you'll get here and there from the organization that you're working in or from your peers. So value, once you deliver value, then you're able to see it, because it's like a flower. The more it blooms, the more that others also get to admire it. The more others are curious, how do I get to know about it? So the more you deliver value, the more that you attract positivity, and you see support coming your way, and you're able to grow. Second thing, for the individual, when every year or on a quarterly basis, on a half-year basis, always take stock of your activities. So, you have set out, if it's in an organization or if it's a personal journey, that this year I need to do X, Y, Z. So if I need to do X, Y, Z, have I achieved them? How did I do them? So always take stock of what you do and ensure that, you know, at some point, have a review with yourself. Did I do it the right way? Did I deliver what I set out to deliver? So as you progress, always take stock. Look back and see how you performed, and also interact with your peers, interact with a mentor and see what they say, bounce off your ideas. So always take stock, review, and just understand how best to move forward.
Fantastic, fantastic. Amar says, thank you, Jackie. This is very clear. Really, thank you so much for just speaking into this situation. Just as a recap, my brand. And I love the statement used, to own my madness. Whether that is a calm situation or I am eccentric and colorful, that I own it, I'm confident in it, and through it deliver value. So that whether it's a CEO, I'm proactive. Whether it's my colleagues, I'm engaging them in a way that I'm solving their problems across the board. And I'm not just sitting and waiting for employment to happen to me, but I'm actually participating in that conversation and being alive. And also that this is a time kujita kamukutano. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us to be able to do that. And thank you just for bringing that to the fore. Once again, thank you for sharing your story and the things that you are doing. It's really an awesome time just to hear your gems of wisdom and your pearls of wisdom.